Spawning over here in the top left-hand position of Ohana, ladies and gentlemen, representing Team Dignitas from the UK, looking to avoid the 2-0 here. Very strong player. Can he come back? It is BlinG. And in the bottom right-hand corner as the blue Protoss, ladies and gentlemen, winning game number 1 with some tremendously quick Twilight Council Blink Stalker play off of one base. But I'm not sure the same trick will work twice. I think BlinG is onto it, so we might be seeing a different strategy in game number 2. Can he pull off the 2-0? Representing ATN, we have Socke. So Socke currently 1-0 up against BlinG. And looking to close this out. BlinG, on the other hand, knows he got caught out in game number 1. But he's also very confident in his abilities. I've met the guy, really nice guy, and I think he will not be fazed by that loss. He'll just be sitting there thinking, okay, you got a much faster BlinG, I got caught out. That's basically a GG because I couldn't get an Immortal out fast enough. Fair enough. If I had the Immortal first, that might have been a different story because I was making observers. So, I know not to get caught out this game. Let's see what you have on Ohana. So I think this is going to be a very, very close game indeed. Even if Socke ends up winning this one, I suspect it will not be in the same fashion as he did in game number 1. Going to be grabbing his first gas now is both players after the gateway. All fairly standard one base openings in this PvP matchup. And we have got the first probe scout here for BlinG. No real surprise because he was caught out just a little bit in game number 1, wanting to make sure that Socke isn't up to anything particularly cheesy or unorthodox in game 2. In the meantime, not too much to report here, guys. This is, of course, a PvP. I know there are a lot of BlinG fans here in the audience as Socke takes his second gas and cybernetics core. So, not too out of the order. BlinG being very, very annoying with this probe, preventing mining completely at this mineral patch. You don't have to do that in Heart of the Swarm because there's a spell for that now. Hey-oh! Not a problem at all. BlinG continuously trying to deny the mining here and doing a good job of just annoying Socke, if nothing else. He's taking his second gas a little bit later, so he's going to have less flexibility with tech. Note that the assimilator is only just finishing, whereas Socke is already mining out of his. So Socke will have the first choice of tech because he simply has, ooh, as the Zelda getting a nice pot shot there off on the probe. He'll simply have more gas to work with earlier on in the game. Chrono boosting out a Stalker now is BlinG, not wanting Socke to try and sneak in with a probe or get any sort of scouting down. This Zealot is actually going to force BlinG to move away, doing a good little scouting pattern there, making sure there aren't any hidden forward pylons that Socke does not know about. So being very thorough in his scouting, and in the meantime BlinG just going to be holding the watchtower, waiting to see if Socke decides to move out with a probe or a couple of early units or anything like that. And Socke is indeed trying for a different tact in game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, because we have the Stargate coming out on Ohana. This is very reminiscent of almost Hasuob's playstyle, of course. Loving those Phoenixes to death. Let's see what he is able to do on the back of this. We have got another 2 gateways going down for Socke as well. In the meantime, for BlinG, we have got the 1 gateway into robotics facility going to be going down for him as well. A second gateway, and I would not be surprised to see a third one here at some point very soon. There we go. So we're going to be going 3-gate Robo against 3-gate Stargate coming out here on Ohana. And the first Phoenix is now being chrono boosted out on the part of Socke. The work accounts are currently 26 to 25 in favor of BlinG. Not too much of a difference there. And we have the supplies at 33 to 35 overall. In the meantime, the Stalker is actually providing a really nice arc here to try and make sure nothing can get past him. We have got an Observer followed by an Immortal here from BlinG, being chrono boosted out now as well, not wanting to get caught out by any of the early game shenanigans that we saw previously from Socke, but he does have a forward pylon going down now at what technically would be the 5th base location, because very few players take this space before they take all of the rest on this side of the map here. And we should be seeing a couple of Phoenixes move forward very, very shortly indeed. There they go out the front, out the top side of the base, while the rest of the units opt to sit back and defend. what will BlinG be doing? He's actually moving out with his Stalkers and his Immortal. Could he be going for a little bit of a push? That could actually be disastrous for him if he's not too careful, because we have another forward pylon going down, and these Phoenixes could do an awful lot against these probes while there are no units at home. We have got the Twilight Council finishing up now for BlinG as well, but here come the Phoenixes. There are only 2 of them, so there isn't going to be too much energy available. Is Socke going to try and pick apart any of these probes? No, he's not actually. He's just going to be flying straight back out because he suspects that BlinG might have an attack incoming, and here we go. The 4 Stalkers and an Immortal. That Immortal going to be so valuable. Going to be moving up towards the ramp now, and Socke immediately force fielding it off. He sees the Stalkers now from BlinG. But BlinG does have an observer to be able to see up the ramp himself, so he knows exactly what is going on here. We have got a couple of probes now being warped in. Oh dear, Zealots in the main base, but good defensive warp in there from BlinG, able to prevent too much damage being done. Number of workers lost, only 2 at the moment, not too bad at all. Able just presumably to go up via the high ground after being warped in and then trying to pick a little bit apart. But we have a lot of Phoenixes picking up the Stalkers over here. Socke once again with a terrific engagement against BlinG there. I think he managed to escape with the Immortal. No, he did not by the looks of things. Yes, he did. The Immortal moving out first, but is it going to be enough? Socke with great micro on the Phoenixes outside his natural expansion, picking apart that attack from BlinG. In the meantime, he's got more Zealots trying to do as much damage as they can in the main base, and BlinG really wants to put that Immortal to good work. He needs to get some Stalkers on those Phoenixes, though. The current worker count is 27 to 26, still in favor of BlinG. This game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. BlinG's early aggression might have been shut down by Socke, but he has such a stable defense here, and he even has Blink now for the Stalkers as well, which he finally decides to reveal to his opponent. In the meantime, Socke getting an Immortal of his own as well, and while he does have the Stargate and the Phoenixes out in the middle of the map, it's important to note that BlinG is definitely ahead as far as tech is concerned. He has got BlinG already finished on those Stalkers, and that's going to prove to be tremendously useful as he now starts taking out some of these forward pylons. Does he know about this one? He doesn't, but he might be scouting for it very shortly indeed. And BlinG actually taking this opportunity, knowing that he is in an advantageous position over his opponent at this point in the game, to go for his expansion. And he's actually blinking into the main base now, using the observer to get a good bit of purchase, trying to pick off a couple of pylons. Is he able to do so? No, he's not. Good force fields there, actually, as BlinG forced to move back with some of the Stalkers, and he might actually lose a couple here. Not the best, but he now gets a full scout off on Socke's base, and he even has... Oh no, the Phoenix is going to get trapped here. Will one of them go down? We need to blink forward. Yes, and one of the Phoenixes does go down. That's going to be so important, because 3 Phoenix are a nice magic number to go ahead and harass. You can have 2 Phoenixes attacking any sort of unit that has been lifted up while the other one holds it up, but with 2, significantly less advantageous. We now have got the Nexus about 90% complete for BlinG here, a decent number of probes, and still more being chrono boosted out, more Immortals with this army composition as well, just trying to be as annoying as possible with these BlinG Stalkers. He knows that Socke's army is out of position at the moment. He's going to blink straight back into the main base, long before Socke even gets halfway across the map. He's going to pick off the pylons once more. This is a lot of buildings to go down to this pylon. Is he going to be able to do it? Oh my god, everything gets unpowered here, and BlinG is now fighting against probes in the main base of Socke. This is a brilliant move. In the meantime, we have another Zealot warp in the mineral line, but BlinG warping his Zealots of his own to defend against it. Are we going to see additional units warped in here to try and defend against this potential base trade scenario? We need to see some very, very quick stuff coming out of here from BlinG, but the Phoenix being used to tremendous effect here, and all of a sudden we might have a base trade, but BlinG deciding to move back with the BlinG Stalkers. This could be disastrous for him, because the army in his main base is just so unbelievably huge right now. Socke doing a tremendous job of using all of the force fields, using the Phoenix energy to lift up the Immortals, and BlinG just doesn't have much of an army back here. Can he come back and pick stuff off? 24 workers killed to 4, but a lot of these probes are going to go down for BlinG momentarily. The BlinG Stalker is now coming back in. He needs to try and possibly target down the Immortal. He's actually targeting down the Zealots at the moment, because they are the ones killing off the probes as quickly as you can say die. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the correct strategy going into the later game. Now he's picking off the Immortal, and it looks like BlinG is going to be able to barely hold still. More and more probes surrounding those Stalkers, and Socke looks like he's had enough. He wasn't able to kill enough probes with that attack. BlinG with some fantastic micro coming back there. It looked like for a second that Socke was able to potentially take that with the Immortals, but BlinG microing very well, killing off the Zealots first. because he didn't want his probes dying so quickly and then just blinking back so that the Immortals couldn't pick off too many Stalkers. And as soon as most of the Zealots were gone, he came back in with the Blink Stalkers, targeted down the Immortal, and that was that for the attack. So it looked ropey for just a little bit there to my eyes, but BlinG handling that situation superbly and taking the win off Socke, which means the series is now poised at 1-1 going into game number 3. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.